Some of you have heard this, some of you have not. What you have not heard is me. So let's start from the top and let's walk through this. This is 2001 WBEZ Radio, Public Radio, Redistribution of Wealth, Cut 1, go.
The Supreme Court never ventured into the issues of redistribution of wealth and sort of more basic issues of political and economic justice in the society. And to that extent, as radical as I think people tried to characterize the Warren Court, it wasn't that radical. It didn't break free from the essential constraints that were placed by the Founding Fathers in the Constitution, at least as it's been interpreted, and Warren Court interpreted it in the same way, that generally the Constitution is a charter of negative liberties, says what the states can't do to you, says what the federal government can't do to you, but it doesn't say what the federal government or the state government must do on your behalf. And that hasn't shifted. And one of the, I think, the tragedies of the civil rights movement was because the civil rights movement became so court-focused, I think that there was a tendency to lose track of the political and community organizing and activities on the ground that are able to put together the actual coalitions of power through which you bring about redistributive change. And in some ways, we still suffer from that.
As for calling you a socialist, sir, you called yourself a socialist. Redistributing the wealth, which you said repeatedly in 2001 in the audio, and you lamented that the court couldn't do it. We have to do it, in the streets, community organizing, electing people to do it. If that's not socialism, what is it? Is it capitalism? The hell is it? Why can't you admit it? Cut 2, go.
I think we can say that the Constitution reflected an enormous blind spot in this culture that carries on until this day, and that the framers had that same blind spot. I don't think the two views are contradictory to say that it was a remarkable political document that paved the way for where we are now, and to say that it also reflected the fundamental flaw of this country that continues to this day.
That's an extraordinary statement. The president's job is to uphold the Constitution. If the president thinks the Constitution is fundamentally flawed, if he thinks it's racist, if he thinks it promotes inequality, if he thinks it should be changed to promote socialism, then how can he uphold it? How can a man who dislikes the Constitution be counted on to uphold it? There is no room for wiggle or misunderstanding here. This is not edited copy. There's nothing out of context, for the entire thing is context. The context of what Barack Obama believes. And you and I do not have to guess at what he believes or try to interpret what he believes. He says what he believes. We have in our storied history elected Democrats and Republicans, liberals and conservatives and moderates. We have fought and will continue to fight pitched battles about how best to govern this nation, but we have never, ever in our 232-year history elected a president who so completely and openly opposed the idea of limited government, the absolute cornerstone of what makes the United States of America unique and exceptional. If this doesn't frighten you, regardless of your political affiliation, then you deserve what this man will deliver with both houses of Congress, a filibuster-proof Senate, and to quote Senator Obama again, a righteous wind at our backs. That a man so clear in his understanding of the Constitution and so opposed to the basic tenets it provides against tyranny and the abuse of power can run for President of the United States is shameful enough. If he's elected, it's a disaster.